Welcome back to the Savage Kitchen. I'm Pat Cohn along with Executive Chef Scott Savage. Crab cakes are on the menu today with lump crab, Old Bay seasoning, and panko breadcrumbs. Chef, let's get started.
Okay, this is actually another real simple recipe here. The main thing, that you're gonna really have to pick up, you usually have some peppers and maybe some onions, Dijon mustard, mayonnaise, but it's the lump crab. The lump crab is really what's gonna make this. You don't have to use lump. We're using lump in this instance just because it's a nice product, and this is what most people are used to hearing is the lump crab. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to steal a little bit of this crab out of here for a little surprise for next week's episode. So I'm just going to set that to the side. Now we're going to get into this. What I like to do is we're going to go in with our egg. I want to get all of our kind of liquids and the softer things in there first and mix those together. Going with some Dijon mustard. You can vary your Dijon. If you like a little more bite to your crab cakes, go a little more Dijon or maybe a little more of the Tabasco. Now I'm going to go in with my mayonnaise.
Are you ready for this?
Yep, go ahead and pour that in. That is Worcestershire that Pat's pouring in. We got a little bit of lemon juice. And we're not going to go all of this Old Bay. We're only going to go like 2 pinches of the Old Bay. The Old Bay is it's pretty salty. You could go a little overboard with that one. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of incorporate all these together.
I've noticed as we've been cooking that your pinches are a little bit bigger than mine. I need to really get in there and just get those big pinches.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm kind of beating up that egg a little bit and just kind of making this is going to mix together so much better. You don't have to break that egg up into the breadcrumbs and the crab and all that now, so it just makes it nicer. Okay, things everywhere. All right, so now we can just go in with the rest of our ingredients. Going with my red and yellow peppers, a little bit of red onion. Actually, you can have that. Let's go in with our crab. And actually, I forgot my chives. Pat, right next to you, there's a little thing of chives. And we're just going to go in with our chives. We can have that one back. Now what I'm going to do is, you can see I'm wearing the gloves today. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here and I'm just going to mix this up. We got to break up the crab a little bit. If you don't break up the crab they won't stay together because the crab, there's nothing to really bind it. I mean, you have the breadcrumbs and the egg and things, but when it's such big pieces like that, your cakes will have a hard time staying together. So break it up a little bit. So you can see I've still got some nice, good sized chunks in there. Looks really nice. Though. So now, Pat, if you would, go in with my breadcrumbs. Let's do half of those breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Let me mix that in. Yeah, look at that. Nice, colorful.
Very nice.
Okay, actually you can go in with a little more of those breadcrumbs now for me.
And I see what you're doing there is you're testing it as far as if it will hold together as you're mixing it.
Mm-hmm. And the thing with the crab cakes though is you're gonna have to let it set for a minute or maybe like 5-10 minutes to let the breadcrumbs absorb that moisture, because otherwise it's just gonna be if I took this and pressed it into a cake right now and tried to cook it, you're gonna have crunchy breadcrumbs in there, and the crab cakes are supposed to be soft, so you want to let those breadcrumbs absorb some of that moisture. So we're just going to kind of let this sit for a few minutes. I think it's kind of looking right to me. The breadcrumbs, like I said, you can vary how much you want in there. I think that's going to be about perfect. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let this set for a few minutes. You can put it in your refrigerator, let it set 5-10 minutes. Those breadcrumbs will moisten up, and then we'll show you how to do some crab, press out the cakes and cook them up. All right, well here we are, we're back, and now our crab cakes, we've let them sit. And you can see, actually let me get this in, you can see how it's much tighter. You can see how they're kind of forming. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to form my own little cakes here. Just in my hand. Pat, if you would put a little bit of that oil in my pan for me.
A little bit more?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Actually, that should be, you can see there's a little chive in there. It's going to, basically, I'm just going to take like 2 cakes here. And one of the nice things about this crab cake mix is you can freeze it. If you're not going to use it all at one point in time, put it in a Ziploc bag, stick it in the freezer, put a date on it, pull it out a day or so beforehand, and you'll have crab cakes again.
Good tip. This is also good to fix ahead of time and then just cook when you get home from work.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
a quick dinner.
Yeah, definitely do it. Make the mix up the day before, and you can kind of pick at it. You know, if you're entitled to, because a lot of people will think, well, there's raw egg in there. Well, that one egg's not going to get you sick, but because you got to know how it tastes. You know, that's the thing is you should taste your food before. Because if you get to this point in time and you don't like it, and you have guests coming over, then you're not, you're almost
Right. You're done.
you know what I mean.
You're done.
So basically with this, like I said, I've got a nonstick pan, a little bit of oil, and all we're going to do is
I'll move back just a bit.
we just want to let them get a little brown on both sides. Probably take about four minutes to cook all the way through. Just basically, the crab's already cooked. You just want to cook the egg a little bit. Cook the egg through. So actually, I'm going to take my spoon. Try not to burn myself here. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Just
great.
what you're used to seeing. You can go to Maryland and not come out with crab cake that nice.
Beautiful. I need to get a KOA A5 apron, I think.
Either that or I just need to not do so many things that want to attack you. So, look at that. Yep. Now we're just going to let that kind of cook through on the other side, and we'll go to plate and see how these things taste.
Great. Okay, Chef, let's taste these crab cakes from the Chesapeake Bay.
In Colorado.
Wonderful. As
Sweetness of
always.
the crab, very good. You'll enjoy these.
Crab cakes for appetizers, for dinner, for any time. Next week, we're staying with fish. We'll be cooking filet Oscar. Come back and join us.